to Seed Time and Harvest. Today we're planting onions.
Onions are interesting. There's several ways to get your onions started. You can start from seeds. You can get pre-started onion sets, or you can have bulbs. I choose not to plant the onion sets because I don't know what stage of development they're in at the garden center. And when I start from seeds, which I do, it generally takes a long time for me to get onions. So what I'll do with my seeds is I'll start them this winter or during the springtime, and then I'll harvest them and let them sit so that I can plant them back in the fall. Now with the onion bulbs, you can actually plant these now, and by late summer to fall you can actually get a harvest of onions. 2 weeks ago we went ahead and we started our onion sets, and here they are. We have two types of onions. We have the yellow onions, the yellow sweet onions, and then we have white onions. As you can tell, these are the white onions. You can tell by the bulb at the bottom, and then these are the sweet onions. When you plant your onion, just make sure that the soil is loose. And a matter of fact, we're going to talk about the soil, so join us and we will get into transplanting our onions. Onions are heavy feeders and require very healthy soil. When you get your onions started, you want to make sure that you provide the right, rich, healthy environment so that you can get good quality bulbs. In our bed, we added compost, a lot of compost in it. For the top 2 inches of the soil, we've added compost, and I've turned it in and just prepared it to get our onions started. Prior to this, we had a lot of compost. We had peat moss, we had different type of topsoils in it, and we want to make sure that we have all the right nutrients in our soil, phosphorus, your nitrogen, your potassium, so that the onions will be able to give you good size. So once your bed is prepared, we're going to get our onions started. Okay, I use my rake as a spacer and to help me mark my rows, to keep my rows straight, especially when you're planting specific vegetables, and that's why I have my bow rake right here. With the onions, I have also a glove with claws to help me get the holes proper. Now with the onions, what you want to do is you want to put them at least 3 to 4 inches apart, and you want to plant each onion right above the base of the crown. So right where you see the green starting to show, that's how deep you want to put your onion. You don't want to put them any deeper because that will affect the size of the bulb. And if your soil is compact, of course you want to make sure that you add compost to loosen your soil. If you're in a tight clay soil. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant these out. Again, 3 inches across and 1 to 2 inch deep. white onion seed packet actually had 80 onions that were guaranteed to sprout. I guess it had a little more because we planted 75 in the bed, and we have over 10 here and a few that didn't sprout. So praise God, we had a majority of our onions sprouted. And so we planted out our bed, and the next step is to add compost, add wood chips to top off our bed. We won't need to water because it's about to rain. And the rest that are left over, I'm gonna finish off this bed, even though I have some tomatoes coming up in it. So thank you for joining us, and again, stay tuned for Seed Time and Harvest.